Hello, what's up, everybody? Hello, and welcome to Monday night.
Hi.
Hope you guys are having a good day. My name is Billy Floyd. That is
The Commodore.
That's right, baby. We are the KitchenKillas, touring acoustic guru, crashing kitchens around the country. Do it every Friday, and we do it
For free.
Tonight is a little bit of a different night. We're going to try to keep the spirits up here. It's a tough one for you folks that know what's going on. Normally, we do a wrap up where we go over the last 6 to 7 days of chaotic experiences, events, and amazing people that we got to spend our time with. However, somebody pretty close to our community lost a pretty tough battle a couple days ago, so we wanted to take tonight, speak with a few close friends, share some fantastic creations and memories of our good friend Lisa Baker. Lisa's a super cool person, man. Always awesome. Probably one of the biggest champions of your harmonies every single time. Always. You know, so
she loved the harmony.
She did, man. She loved the harmonies. Like, it didn't matter what was going on. She was absolutely a breath of fresh air and a fantastic person. So we've reached out to a couple of our close friends, Matt McIver, our good friend Amber Crowley as well, Carlos Trujillo, and Dana Ricker. All know Lisa Baker really well. We've been musicians in the same community. Although I've never met Matt McIver, never met Amber Crowley, and never met Lisa Baker, we spent the last several years with them, spending several times a week, sharing music with each other, memories with each other, events with each other, just really supporting each other as much as we can. Amber and I were talking a little bit earlier today, and it was just talking about how fortunate we are to be such a part of a healthy community. We're all just there for each other and sharing each other live videos and just trying to be an active part, take an active part in supporting each other as creators and musicians. A lot of times it gets kind of tough because musicians wear their heart on their sleeve, and a lot of times they put it on the paper. Lisa Baker was no different. You know, she most certainly did that. She moved a lot of people, and although she dealt with some personal things that slowed her down a little bit, it never stopped her from running faster than most people that I've ever seen. She was a hard worker, continues to be, and inspired a lot of people. So we wanted to take tonight, and we wanted to set the wrap up to the side, and we wanted to focus on our good friend Lisa. For those of you that do know Lisa, you know it's tough. For those of you that don't know Lisa, it will be tough. And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to dig into it. We got some fantastic music we're going to share from her YouTube video. And even Dana Ricker worked with Lisa Baker. She actually covered a song of his, which was super cool. I listened to just Lisa Baker all day today on YouTube. It was really great. And I've spoken with Amber and Matt and Dana and Carlos. They've all given some really great songs to share. Alfred Pennyworth reached out to us as well. Dennis Cutter reached out to us as well. We had a lot of people reach out to us over the past couple of days regarding Lisa. So we figured let's take some time. Let's share with you a little bit of Lisa's legacy and her music. She most certainly would want us to have a great time and smile and laugh and enjoy those things.
Celebrate her life.
Yeah, and celebrate it, you know. So that's what we're going to do. I know Amber Crowley has another show coming up in just a little bit, so we wanted to speak to her real quick. She's got a show from, I think, 7:30 to 8:30, because like Lisa Baker, she's a mover and a shaker. Oh, that rhymes. And I would say Amber Crowley probably plays 7 days a week worth of music. So although we have her for a short period of time, we wanted to chat with her for just a couple minutes. I know her and Lisa Baker knew each other through the community, and she had a couple songs that inspired her that we wanted to play for you guys off of Lisa's YouTube channel. So without further ado, without any more ados, let's chat with our good friend Amber Crowley. Hello, Amber. How are you?
Amber? Hello. It's been a very sad day for sure for all of us.
It has been a tough one. You look fantastic as always. You always look like a princess. Always look like a princess, Amber Crowley. We love you. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us today. We really appreciate it. And you know, it was definitely one of those shocking things where I had to scroll through the message and reread it. Did that really say Lisa Baker? Did that really say, wait, no, I don't. I don't. Who do I need to talk to? I have to file a formal complaint. This is not okay. Like, we need to get her back. You know, who do we need to who do we need to talk to about that? You know, so we thought the best way to do it was to kind of, you know, touch base with the incredible community that we're all a part of, and just kind of like celebrate some music that inspired you, that Lisa had created, and you know, maybe some memories or some stories that you have of Lisa and how she's inspired others around her in her community, just with her music and her energy, just always uplifting, always positive, always so happy to be a part of her community, always willing to share and put other people ahead of her immediately. which was really really great, and inspire, which was awesome. She was a devoted fan of her entire community, and she would be in Matt McIver's feed, and then Dana Ricker's feed, and then KitchenKilla's feed, and then Amber Crowley's feed, and she's an
So
absolutely incredible
true.
person. So
Yeah,
Amber, we wanted to talk with you about it and see,
thank you.
kind of how you felt.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk about Lisa. She was such a dear friend of mine, and I think she was very inspiring to me in a lot of ways because of the challenges she had physically, which I won't get into the background of, but she definitely had some physical challenges that she dealt with, and yet even despite the physical challenges and chronic illness that she had, she did put her best foot forward as much as possible to really, sing. And her voice was so beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And she was very inspiring to me about her courage in facing her chronic illness and still, singing and putting herself out to entertain her fans. Secondly, she was so supportive of all other musicians. And I remember the first time I met um, uh, Lisa was she came onto my live stream and she said, "Hey, beautiful, how you doing?" And that's just how she would relate to people. She just had such open heart and open arms towards everyone around her. And she thought about other people besides herself and her own music. And I think that she really inspired me in that direction. And she was a leader, I think, in our musical community. For sure. She'll be very, very, very much missed. I talked with her about a week ago when I heard that she was ill and called her and, tried to give her some support at that time. But I was very shocked to hear, that she had passed. And so it's going to be a big heartbreak for so many people. But we will remember her and all that she did.
Absolutely, I think you bring up a really great point. Like, it's one of
Mhm.
those things where you don't. It's hard to realize what's missing until it's not there, and how big of
Mhm.
an imprint she had on her community and everybody around her and her local community. And like, it's hard to really wrap our minds around. I know for me personally, it's going to be tough until one day I don't see her name. And that's
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
I think is because everybody grieves a little differently. It's very interesting to see how people grieve, and the little tiniest things are the things we miss the most. Those little idiosyncrasies that make people
Mhm.
who they
Mhm.
are,
That's right. Her
and
wonderful smile and
yeah, always
her rich, warm voice, and the way she would take a cover song and just kind of make it her own,
right.
and I think yeah, and that's because it was just a beautiful thing, and I so enjoyed listening to her, and share her music, and her dogs were part of my dog song video, so I got to know her dogs as well, Pancho
She
and
always had the
Princessa.
dogs in the
I
background, like
know, and I
hanging on the
feel for
couch.
them. I
Yeah,
do feel for them because I'm sure they don't understand why she's not there now.
yeah,
And it's just
that's very
so
true.
so very very sad. And my heart goes out if her family is listening right now. My heart goes out to Chad and her father and everybody that knew her, all of her friends and family. Just I'm wrapping you all in a big hug right now, giving you comfort. We're all in this together, and you're not alone in your grief. We all are feeling this right now.
Yeah, absolutely, Amber, and thank you again for sharing some time with us. We most certainly appreciate you coming on and giving us just a little bit of love, a little bit of inspiration. We look upon
Thank
everybody
you.
in the community with a lot of love, including
Hmm.
you. So it's
Thank
wonderful
you.
to have you here, and thank you very much
Right.
for sharing
Thanks.
your memories and just those uplifting things. It's always interesting, again, how we think that people would want us to respond to something like this, and if we know Lisa saying, "Shake it off, baby. Let's play some music. Let's have a good time. Keep it up
Absolutely.
and keep that energy moving." So you and I spoke
For sure.
earlier today, and you talked about a cover that she plays called "Dreams."
Hmm.
So
Hmm. It's
we're
beautiful.
it is. I listened to it after you sent it to me. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I did. Again, I listened to Lisa
Mhm.
Baker a bunch today, and it is beautiful. And like you say, I think this falls into the category of covers that she made her own. She made it
Mhm.
hers. She really fell in love with it, and you could tell that she
Mhm.
sings with her entire heart. So
Mhm.
we wanted to see if we can play this for you guys and let us know how it looks and how it sounds. We're always changing stuff. Facebook is always changing stuff. StreamYard's always changing stuff. YouTube's always changing stuff. So regardless, we most certainly are slaves to technology. Let us know how this looks and how this sounds, everybody. We appreciate it. And again, Amber, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Good luck with your show tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good
Thank
time,
you.
and thank you very much for hanging out with us. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thanks.
Love Amber Crowley. So good. So good. So sweet. All right, kids, let's rock and roll and see if we can make it through this one together. I hope you guys are having a good day. Thank you very much for sharing some time with us. This is a cover by Lisa Baker. This is called Dreams. So again, we hope this comes across all right in regards to just, the music and such like that. We want to make sure it sounds good. We want to do our best to make sure that Lisa's rocking and rolling. So let's hit a little button here. All right, fantastic. And let's do this like Brutus.
Here you go again, you say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? It's only right that you should play the way you feel it. Listen carefully to the sound of loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. And the stillness of remembering what you had, what you lost, and what you had, what you lost. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Say women, they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you'll know. Here we go again, I see your crystal visions. I keep my visions to myself. It's only me who wants to wrap around your dreams and have you any dreams you like to say. Dreams of loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. And the stillness of remembering what you had, what you lost, and what you had, and what you lost. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Say women, some will come and some will go. When the rain washes you clean, you'll know. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Say women, they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you'll know. that's dedicated to Miss Megan, who is recuperating from surgery. I promised you I would record it, and you got it, girlfriend.
Wow. Let me see. Stand by there, Amber. There you go.
Okay, thank you. I went to her Facebook page today, and I got chills when I read this because weeks ago she posted that life can change so fast. Live every day as if it is your last. And she had no idea what was really going to happen to her at that time, and no one did. And it was just such a foreshadowing. I just couldn't believe it when I read that today.
Yeah, that was
such wise words.
Yeah, and it seems to be, those kind of words have a little extra detail to them. When you read them, you're like, man, there's a lot of wisdom here. But when something like this happens to somebody who just shared those very words just moments ago, it has such a larger impact, such a heavier impact, and like the gravity of that really carries.
Yes, and every day is
most.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no. Go ahead.
Every day is a gift, and I think that's what she would convey to me as well. I mean, she just lived every day as if it was a gift, and just very inspiring.
Absolutely, 100%. And it's I think it's one of those things like we need to wake up every day and think about that and take that into consideration. Mm-hmm. Like live a little bit of our day for Lisa, So, and I think she'd appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us, Amber. That was super cool.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. Have a good show. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and your inspiration. And what a beautiful cover by Lisa. Absolutely incredible. Man,
yes, it was absolutely beautiful.
Right? Man, what a voice. What a voice.
Absolutely amazing.
We'll talk to you soon, Amber. Thank you so much for joining us.
Love you guys.
Love you guys too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Crushing it with Dreams. Crushing it. That's a beautiful song too.
That was really good.
That was a beautiful song too.
Really good.
She just sounds so good, like you're just so polished.
Voice.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I'm always gonna remember is like the soft, like soothing voice that she had.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And then she had right underneath that layer of softness is like an immense power. Like you just heard a couple times in that song her open up just a little bit. Mm-hmm. You could really sense like that power. You're just like, wow. She don't even have to show it. It's there. Just a little tiny bit, man. What a great cover. That was Dreams by Lisa Baker. Wayne Holmes, thank you for joining us. Lindsay, thank you for joining us as well. Enrica, great to see you. And J.D. Schreiner, Alyssa Rose, doctors, some fantastic people in the feed tonight. So thank you guys for joining us. Normally, we're rocking to wrap up the great 6 and 7 days that the great Commodore and I spent over the last week, sharing times with friends and songs and memories and all that good stuff. And we found out just a couple of days ago that our good friend Lisa Baker passed away. Incredible musician, fantastic person, inspiration to all of us, and a great part of the community. So we decided to reach out to a couple of our close community friends that have worked with her in the past, that have been inspired by her music, and invite them onto the show. We just spoke with Amber Crowley, fantastic musician. Legit, this young lady probably pays 5 to 6 times a week, like no joke. Head over to her Facebook page and follow her. She is a ray of light. She always has been. She has a new album she just put out a couple weeks ago. And we're really blessed to have her join us. And her recommendation, the song that moved her the most by Lisa Baker, was her cover of Dreams. So we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. We also have a good friend of ours, Matt McIver from Northern Ireland, who gave us a great idea of what Northern Ireland Batman would sound like just a couple weeks ago. Fantastic individual, a good friend of ours, a fantastic musician. And he's been a part of the same community that Lisa Baker and Dana Ricker and Amber Crowley and all of us have been a part of for the past couple of years. So Matt and I spoke a little earlier today. I invited him on to see if he could share a couple words of how Lisa moved him and inspired him, and then a song that he thought about when he thought about Lisa Baker. So let's grab Matt McIver and bring him in real quick and see how he's doing. Matt McIver, how are you, sir?
Hey guys, doing really well.
Good to see you.
Under the circumstances,
as well as can be, right? As well as can be.
Yeah. Welcome to my very dark kitchen. It's a little late over here, so I'm being a little quieter. I hope you don't mind.
You have a couch in your kitchen? We have a couch in our kitchen too.
Yeah, guys, a kitchen couch is the way to go.
A kitchen. I agree. A kitchen couch is the way to go with Iron Man. I see him back there.
Oh, there he is.
It's good times.
Yeah,
You
man.
gotta have somebody watching over your shoulder.
That's right. And who better than Iron Man? You know,
Well,
who
yeah,
better? Who better? I hear you.
absolutely.
So so thank you so much for joining us, Matt. You know, we've all been, and like we were saying before, even though we haven't met each other in person, like you and us or Amber or Lisa, you know, so many of these amazing people, but we've really been a big part of each other's lives over the past couple of years, you know, and it's like, it's so interesting how the internet has brought this close community really, really close. I'm closer with some people online I've never met before than I am with people I've actually met in real life.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so to see the consistent support that we've all been kind of giving each other and showing love for each other and sharing links and music links and supporting pages and lives, you know, and Lisa was a huge part of that. She would come into all of our lives. Every time I join a Dana Ricker, a Matt McIver, an Amber Crowley, there's Lisa Baker. You know, she worked with Mike Henley on the largest internet-based concert that ever happened on the face of the planet, and that was a year ago. And without her, it wouldn't have happened because Lisa poured hours and hours and hours and hours and hours into structuring. And not imagine being a stage manager for 5 bands. Now imagine being a stage manager for 150 bands. You know, and Lisa Baker worked really, really hard. Not only was she fantastic behind the microphone, but she was fantastic behind the scenes as well. You know, and we just wanted to chat with you a little bit, Matt, because, you know, we all kind of know each other, but we wanted to kind of get how you felt and your love for Lisa Baker, something that inspired you that she has performed, and we wanted to share that with our community, if that'd be okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I was thinking about this morning, I just found out this morning. I saw it took a couple of days for the news to get to me, and like you were saying earlier, Billy, you know, I had to read that a couple of times and say, surely not. You know, she seemed so, you know, full of life. She was such a force, like you were alluding to there. You know, you could hear in dreams. She had a pretty good microphone in front of her. She had a Sennheiser in front of her, a condenser mic, but her voice was so powerful that she was overloading that thing from. You know, she's like a foot back, and she's still overloading that microphone. You know, she got in contact with me through you guys for that world record attempt. I actually got left off, and I didn't think I was going to be able to play. She got me at the last minute, and she said, "Hey, do you want to come in and play? I got a spot for you." And it was so encouraging and wonderful that she put that whole thing together. And you know, we bonded over, you know, our love of terrible 90s pop rock. She was so kind. Every time I'd be watching, you know, she would play me a Pearl Jam song or something like that. You know, I'm like the biggest Pearl Jam fan in the world, and so she would play those sorts of things, and I would try to play one for her anytime she was watching my live streams. You know, and it's, you know, she embodies the very things of the folks that I've met in this community. You know, everybody's so warm. They're reaching out. They're trying to see what they can do to help you. That's Lisa. You know, she was doing all of those things. You know, I think of every time you guys were playing like Drift, Slide, Collide, she was like putting 100 fire emojis in the in the comments, and like that dancing girl, you know, it's like, yay. You know, it's just, that's what I think of. I think of this absolute positivity, you know, and the courage. You know, I think I was talking to her right after a show you guys did about, we were talking to, I think was it Dennis Cutter we were talking to about depression and anxiety. Maybe I've got it, but I can't remember.
No, you're on it.
Yeah, and like, you know, everybody was sharing their stories, and you know, I was saying about a couple of things that were happening with me. You know, she contacted me after that, and she told me, you know, never surrender, never give up. And you know, it's just like you say, we all know each other because of this, you know, weird pandemic situation that we found ourselves in, where we're driven online to meet these wonderful folks. And so she doesn't know me any better than that, but she was giving me, you know, so much encouragement, so much love. And anytime I was playing, she was on, she was telling me what a great job I was doing. when she was on, I was on telling her what a great job she was doing. Anytime Dana's playing or you guys are playing, it's that wonderful thing, and we'll miss that. We really will. Also, we connected over our faith. We talked about that sort of stuff as well. And I know this isn't for everybody. I'm not preaching, but for those of us who believe, we don't believe that this is the last time we'll see her. So there's hope there that she believed in God, and we believe that she's rocking it upstairs right now.
Heck yeah, man.
She's totally. She's in a bar band up there, man. She really is.
Yeah, I would imagine it would be incredible to see her as a stage manager up in heaven and all the bands she'd be managing up there, and just like taking it easy. And it's interesting because we always say, that this is just the beginning, like this is,
sure.
and I was raised Roman Catholic. I spent a lot of time just learning different religions, and one of the things that kind of repeats in over multiple religions is God holds true in heaven, which you hold true on earth. So if whatever she believes in her heart of hearts, that's most certainly what is awaiting her. And there's no more deserving of a person than Lisa Baker to find everything she could absolutely imagine and dream and hope for on the other side of this plane of existence. And it's interesting. It's going to be interesting over the next couple of weeks and the next couple of months how we all kind of manage this and talk about it, and it's going to be interesting and just to think about that, because you're right, she was always extremely active. She wasn't just like, hey guys, how you doing in the chat. She was active consistently, the conversation, saying her and my mom were just talking to each other the last Patreon show, like, hey Lynn, how are you? Hey Lisa, great to see you. And you're right, like always blowing the Commodore up with his harmonies and always the fire emojis and the dancing emojis, and she most certainly brought another spike of energy into the community every time she even shared any time at all with us. It was awesome.
Yeah, she always knew what was going on with your mum. She always knew what was going on with me. She's always asking about Toby. She's like checking why your mum could put in Facebook jail again.
Right? Lisa's the kind of person that would break my mom out of Facebook jail if she could. She definitely is. And that was and it is most certainly interesting, and it's so cool that she shared that story with us about her getting you in on that world stage, and like making time and saying, hey, let's make this happen. Let's bring this in. Let's work really hard. Let's fill all these spots. And as well as we do, especially in the entertainment industry, it's hard to fill the spots in the first place. To keep them filled is another hard thing to do. To manage all of them individually is another hard thing to do. So to be able to not only manage all of that, but then continuously reaching out to people that desire to be a part of it. And it's like, not only was she focusing on the bands and focusing on the music and focusing on the stage, but she was also focusing on the wants, wishes, and desires of other people that wanted to be a part of it at the same time that she was doing everything else. Hey, Matt, you haven't left my mind. You haven't left my heart. Here you go. I got a spot for you. Would you like to play?
Yeah, just so very humble and always pushing everybody else forward. That's what I think of when I think of Lisa Baker. I'm having a little glass in her honor.
I hear you on that one, man.
It's certainly after 5 here, so I'm okay, I guess.
It's after 5 here too, so we'll most certainly join you in that one, my dude. But it was it was really really great to have you, Matt. Thank you for sharing some stories with us and for spending some time with us, and
sure.
And thanks for keeping it up. And and I kind of think each of us as individual artists and musicians moving forward, we're always going to have that little speck of Lisa's soul and Lisa's love and her light and her voice in our head, sure. Kind of moving us forward and motivating us. And people manage this differently, and it's one of those things we don't want to forget. And the best way to forget is honor people through their legacy. And Lisa's legacy, from my experience with her, has always been positive and uplifting in the face of trials and tribulations. While she's managing this, like Amber spoke a little previously, that Lisa had her own personal things that she was trying to manage as well, her own health things she was trying to manage as well. And it not only did it not slow her down, but she used it as rocket fuel, and it propelled her. Which is so inspirational. So I reached out to Chad today, and I know it's tough for their friends and family right now, but just to let everybody know, like there's a lot of people in the feed right now that that love Lisa, played with Lisa, spent time with Lisa, were inspired by Lisa, and it's really interesting to see in a small period of time how many lives Lisa Baker was able to touch, and how many people she's been able to inspire and will continue to inspire through her legacy of music and creation. We spoke a little earlier, and you had recommended the song, her cover by her
Chris
Lisa
Isaac.
Baker cover by Chris Isaac, Wicked Game.
Wicked Game. Just like Amber was saying, and it isn't Amber class, by the way. Amber is just the best. Just another absolute ray of light in this community. But Amber was talking about how she takes those songs and just made them her own. This is another example of one of those. It's like something very different about that voice, the tone of it, the range of it, the power of it. Sorry, you guys maybe can't understand.
Oh, I like it. I like the purr.
Power. Sorry. But that's what I think about. She just had enormous range. She could get right down into her boots. She could really get up there, and she could really test that microphone in front of her. And Wicked Game is one of those ones I really enjoyed. I had to struggle when you asked me, like, what song. We discussed a couple, and I struggled to pick because I really enjoyed everything she did. But this is one of those ones that really stuck out for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And like with Dreams, and like the Commodore had said before, she has this way of being so soft with her voice. And then she has those moments where just for a second she digs into a fraction of her power. And you're just like blown away. Like you said, she was really pressing that microphone, man. It didn't matter how far she got away with it. You could tell that she was just summoning all the power of the world for that voice. And we only had a little tiny bit of it, so I can only imagine how powerful that something like that would sound when she really gave it 100%.
She didn't need a microphone, I'm quite sure.
No,
Whenever she was doing those
no.
live sets, I bet she didn't need a microphone.
No way in the world. No, we hear you from Indiana, Lisa. You're good, baby doll. You're good. But thank you so much for joining us, Matt. We're gonna rock this cover by Lisa Baker. This is Wicked Games by Chris Isaac, and then we're gonna chat with Matt for another minute. Then we're gonna let him go because he's over in North Ireland, where I think it's almost 1:00 in the morning over there, my man.
It's 1:30 or 12:30 here somewhere. So
like somewhere.
It's 12:30 somewhere.
Somewhere. Awesome. Thanks, Matt. We'll be right back with you. Let's get get this going for this is Lisa Baker's cover of Wicked Games by Chris Isaac. And a huge shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We most certainly appreciate it.
Was on fire and no one could save me but you. Strange what desire will make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd be somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd be somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. With you. What a wicked game to play to make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do to let me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say to let me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do to make me dream of was on fire and no one could save me but you. Strange what desire will make foolish people do. And I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, nobody loves no one.
Dude, so
Man.
effortless too, man. So effortless. Just like she just so easy to sing. She sings with so much grace. It's so easy. She nails it. She crushes it, and the emotion that she has in that is really fantastic, man. What a great cover too. I love that song. That's a beautiful, beautiful song. And like Amber said, like she just made it her own, you know, and you could just feel that soul and that emotion and that passion in there, Matt. What was it about that song that really stuck out for you that made that kind of like the one that really resonated with you?
Well, I think you hit on it there when you said the soul of it, you know, because she didn't rush to, you know, she didn't rush to fill the line. She was taking her time. She was putting the emphasis where she wanted to put the emphasis. You know, that I suppose that's really what makes it her version, is that you know, she there were lines where she could have really gone for it, and she was like, I'm going to underplay this. I'm going to underplay it, and you know, it just turns it into a subtle and completely different thing than the Chris Isaak version. You know, I just loved what she did, but also I'm really jealous of the tone she has in her voice. You know, she could hold a note there forever. You know, she could just keep going. You know, I when I'm playing, I have to really concentrate, and she just made it sound so effortless that she could just keep going and keep going and keep going. So, oh boy, she'll be missed. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely, my man. She, you know, there was one note in there, and she just looked into the camera, and it was like she was just floating with the sky, and her it was so smooth. She had so much more, and she was just hitting that with such poise. It was really inspiring to see that, and like what amazing control. You know, just what amazing control, and that comes with just years and years and years of playing and practicing and learning. You know, and like just an absolutely incredible musician. And clearly is motivating people literally all around the world.
Yeah, literally around the world. You know?
Yeah, literally around the world, you know. And so for those of you just joining us, be sure to check out Lisa Baker's YouTube channel. Throw a little love on her Facebook. You know, I know her close friends and family are really going through it right now, and they could use as much as they can get. You know, and you know, we always think we know how people would like us to respond to something like this, and I think we're all on the same page when Lisa was so motivated and she was so positive and she was so uplifting that's how if this had happened to somebody else and she was in the feed right now, I think she would be the person saying, you know, let's celebrate them, let's share their music, share their life. She'd be throwing up the emojis and dancing and talking about the harmonies and complimenting everybody, you know. So I think
if she played for you know, my other life is working for an ice hockey team, you know, and if she played for an ice hockey team, we would be retiring her jersey right now, you know, we'd be pulling it into the rafters. It's almost like the you know, the Lisa Baker tribute would be to, like, you know, do fire emoji, dancing emoji, fire emoji, dancing emoji. You know, it's like that's reserved for her.
That is true. That is true. She loved the fire emoji and the dancing emoji. You're right.
Sure.
And oh, those harmonies. Every time, man. Loved it, dude. Loved it, dude. And that was thank you for sharing some time with us, Matthew. We really appreciate it, my man. And thank you for sharing some fun memories and some good stories. Lisa would be proud.
No worries. Thank you for asking me to be on. It was a pleasure to be able to talk about her for a few minutes.
Absolutely, my dude. And we'll talk to you soon, Matt. Keep us in touch.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll see you. We'll see you in the next live you have. And we're always happy to have you being a part of the community. And thank you for taking some time. We know it's late, so thank you so much for taking some time and sharing it with us.
Oh, sure thing, dudes. Thanks so much.
You got it, Matt. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
See you, Matt.
Okay,
Take care, bud.
Bye.
Man, what a good dude. Good dude. I know. I hear you. I hear you. So we did reach out to some good friends. We reached out to Dana Ricker a little earlier, and he just put a comment and he said, "KitchenKillas, you've done a great thing tonight. I only knew Lisa through Facebook Live and met you guys through her. I am so on the verge of losing, and I couldn't go live for a chat. I have no explanation for that. A huge impact." There is a song that Dana and that Lisa covered of Dana's, which we're going to play next. But in lieu of being able to speak with Dana, and specifically in regard to what he is expressing, I thought it might be beneficial for everybody if we chatted with Dennis Cutter, a good friend of ours, the mad scientist from Maryland, also spends his days. Now he is a doctor. Dennis Cutter is a nurse practitioner. He listens and he speaks and he guides people, and he's been doing it for years and years and years. So I thought of no better opportunity for us to speak with him and have him speak with us and share a little bit about his personal experience with things like this, the kind of coping mechanisms to utilize, and how we can kind of move through this together in a healthy way. So, ladies and gentlemen, the mad scientist, my man.
Good evening, fellas.
Good to see you, my brother. How are you,
sir?
We've all had a better day, that's for sure. But
Amen.
We're hanging in there.
Yes, sir. Man, I love your space, bro. Your recording space looks fantastic. Is that the podcast room that you were setting up?
The podcast room.
It is gorgeous. I love every second of it. And your glasses and your beard.
It looks so cozy.
He looks very cozy.
Just built an Instagram site over the weekend to hopefully help with the launch of this. So
nice, man. Yeah, absolutely, bro. It looks really good, and thanks for taking some time and spending it with us, Dennis. This is it's interesting. We're all a part of this close community. When something like this happens, I think we all try to kind of handle it and cope in our own way. Yeah. And some of those ways I think are healthy, and some of those other ways may need a little bit of tweaking. But sometimes that tweaking needs to come from the guidance of somebody who spends their days doing this and speaking with people and trying to help people understand a little bit better of what's happening, healthy ways to manage it. And I think having that logical, down-to-earth voice from somebody like yourself would be beneficial for I know me personally, absolutely, but for everybody involved. So we really appreciate you spending some time with us, Dennis. And I know you've been a part of this community since the community was born, and you and I have been friends for years. So our relation to Amber Crowley, Matt McIver, Dana Ricker, Lisa Baker, all these incredible people, Shelley Wheeler, Dr. Alyssa Rose, Jen Hogan, Alyssa Basie, we've become a family. And
I told you like 3 episodes in, this is not just a show. This is not just a band. It's a community. We build each other up, and we've got something beautiful going on here. And it's just unfortunate that we've lost a very key part of that today.
Yeah, when I got your message yesterday, I had a couple of people message me, but you were the first one to message me, and you said, hey, did you know that we lost one of our own? And right away, my whole world stopped, and that became my sole and 100% focus. Like, okay, let's figure out what's going on, what's happening, and it was shocking to read. It was one of those things I didn't want to believe. And I think I even said to Dennis, who do we need to talk to? Who's in charge here? We have a formal complaint to file. Something happened that's wrong. We need Lisa back. So whoever did this, let's go ahead and just get her back. It's fine. It's forgiven. But unfortunately, that's not the world that we live in, and we have to manage these specific things individually and in our own way and in a healthy way. And I think that's one of the reasons that I kind of wanted to bring you on, is so we can get maybe a good grasp of a healthy way to manage this, healthy ways to move forward, and what you found has brought yourself and other people success in managing something like this.
Well, one of my favorite quotes from Fred Rogers, my man, was, "If it's mentionable, it's manageable." So it's very easy to go inward with grief. It's very easy to kind of shut people out. That's the opposite of what you need to be doing right now, because there's a lot of people out there that care about you, care about us. Again, we're a community. So whether it's talking to somebody that you know in person or somebody that you only get to see at 9:05 every Friday night, we look out for each other. So if we got to lean on each other a little bit to get through this, do so. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to grieve, but we're going to get through this together.
Yeah, and I think stuff like this and conversations like this help. I think it helps to know, and like you said, we can internalize it, but to realize that, this is something that we celebrate as a community,
Sure.
we win as a community, and as a community, we have the opportunity to manage things like this, because take the music aside, take the cooking, the food aside, we're a family, we're friends,
Sure.
and this is most certainly one of those times where, we all need somebody to lean on. And for everybody out there to know that there are times that you may feel alone. You may feel like you're grieving this, grieving on your own. And sometimes that's good. Take that time, reflect, think about it, and internalize a little bit of it, because we each have our individual connection to people. But ultimately, there's an incredible community out here that is also experiencing this type of separation,
Sure.
this type of loss.
Peace, that mindfulness, that quiet, to be alone with your thoughts. Although for some of us, being alone with their thoughts is kind of a scary place to be. But, don't do it for a long period of time, because the longer you isolate yourself, the harder it is to get back outward again. It's okay to have that mindfulness. It's okay to make that a personal thing, because grief is a personal thing, but it's shared. So we're kind of all in the same family, and we should back each other up. It's okay to talk about it. I think that's what it really boils down to, and even though we don't know what to say in some situations like that, just kind of being there for each other may be enough. Just knowing that there's somebody there that's going through this like you, that has that empathy, that sympathy. It's important, and just be aware that, we're not alone.
Yeah, and it's and just listening and learning from our friendship and things that we've experienced individually and personally. There's so many different ways that people grieve, and there's so many different coping mechanisms. And focusing on healthy coping mechanisms, there's not one way to cope. There's not one way to grieve. And I think sometimes when people are faced with the first time that they've had to experience something like this, it can be a little worrisome. It could be a little, how am I supposed to feel? Who am I supposed to talk to? When am I supposed to internalize? When is it too much? I think there's a lot of those questions that we all ask because we all grieve differently, and I think it's interesting to kind of face those individual hurdles when it comes to something that you've experienced on a personal level. For somebody like you and me, all of us have had our bouts with individual loss in family and friends. What have you found that's been healthy coping mechanisms for you personally to manage something like this? And is there a way that we may be able to kind of absorb that information and apply it to our lives as well?
I think it's always best to pay tribute to those we lose. Remember the good times. And what you're doing tonight is one of the ways of doing that. You're playing her songs. You're keeping her memory alive. As long as we keep speaking her name, she's still with us.
Yeah, I really like that. You're right. And it's now it's our job. Now we carry the torch, and we carry a torch for Lisa.
Carry her light. She's no longer with us to carry it herself, but we carry her light for her.
For sure, absolutely. And it's and you're right, and that little tiny bit of responsibility we hold proudly. We're honored to be able to do it. Shelley sent me a link to our interview with Lisa that we didn't have that long ago, and I watched that today, and there was no way I was going to be able to play that one. I was like, wow, nope. So, I'm not ready for that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry.
Not quite there.
Not quite there.
Her video, keep her songs out there. Make more people aware of how much of a wonderful, beautiful person Lisa was. She's still with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And in a way, like you said, like it's we keep her legacy alive through her memories and through her music and through her videos. And it's always it's gonna be interesting moving forward. But as long as we make that promise to ourselves, we make that promise to our community. Like, we really do love the people that are a part of this. Who genuinely, like, we wish the best for everybody. And in a case like this, there's so many people that Lisa has inspired, and so many people, so many souls that she's touched. Along her journey. Yeah.
Every feed, and I mean every feed.
Yeah.
Even shows that were breaking up with bad connection, she'd still be in there hanging out. It's like, guys, your mic's out.
Yep. Helping us with this. Yeah. There was a couple times that she joined the feed while she was at her own show on break. She was on like a 10-minute break of her own show, and she'll pop in. Hey guys, I'm at a show right now, but I just wanted to pop in and give you my love and just to tell you guys sound great. By the way, fantastic harmonies, Commodore. And like,
to kind of question their own abilities or their own talents, she would have none of that. She would want you to pursue your passion because that's what she did.
Absolutely. No, that's and that's definitely one thing that that is kind of like a motivational factor that we're able to take from the individual people in the community, is that you can tell that she plays from a place of love. She plays from her soul, and she sings, and the way she owns the music, and she makes it her own, and she shares a message. And it's incredible to see how controlled she was with her power and her influence. And despite everything that she was going through personally, she still was that ray of sunshine that no matter what was going on in her life, she brought that positivity, she brought that energy, she brought that sunshine to whatever. Like, she was just in our Patreon feed last Wednesday, and she was going through it really bad, but you couldn't even tell when she jumped into that Wednesday feed. Hey everybody, great to see everybody. Hey Mama Floyd, how are you doing? Hey, how's it going? And like Matt said, she knows him, she knows his family, she knows people, she knows how they're doing, their health, their wellness. She was one of our first Patreon patrons. She was one of the first people that bought our first album when we first put it out there. And it's like, man, I always felt like we were trying to keep up with Lisa, because she was always leading the pack when it comes to loving her community. Always, encouraging other people. Misty said it. She encouraged me to play, write, and sing. So blessed to have known her. We all are. We all are. And it's always interesting to kind of face something like this, and to have that little bit of guidance. Dennis, thank you for sharing that with us, my man. And over a period of time, what would you say? Like, when it first happens, everybody may feel a little disheveled. They may feel a little confused on exactly how to feel, and they go through like the stages of grief, and then it's non-linear. It's not like, oh, you feel this, then you feel this. Like, you can bounce back and forth between these stages.
Yes. List them with bullet points in every textbook that you see, but it's different for everybody, and what you feel first is again, and it's an individual thing. Although I do have to admit that the majority of us that are watching tonight and participating in this was denial. We didn't want to believe it.
No way, man.
Everybody, but once you get past that and you start processing that, then you can really admit that there's something that we got to deal with now. And again, healthy coping mechanisms. Be there for each other. Find ways of bringing yourself joy, and find ways of finding the happiness in what she left behind.
Yeah, I think I went from denial to bargaining. Like, I don't believe it. Who do I need to talk to? Yeah. I need to see a manager. Like, right away.
Or we get, very depressed about it. But eventually, it leads to acceptance.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think doing something like this, I know it helps me personally. I know you and I spoke earlier today. I know the entire KK team and I spoke, and I spoke with Dana and Matt and Amber, and Carlos Trujillo, and so many incredible people. And it was just like, how do we do this? What do we do? What is the best way to move forward? We want to honor it, but we don't want to, we want to put that focus on Lisa and do as much as we can. And even though we may not feel like it's enough, because Lisa did so much. I think small shows like this, small tributes like this, help people. It most certainly helps me, and we can kind of look at it, and like you said, and we can kind of harness that emotion and try to process it in a healthy way, and know that there's an entire community here that are mourning the loss, of Lisa, and also celebrating her life at the same time, which is a very interesting dichotomy to try to help balance. While you're feeling this loss, of trying to also celebrate her life is really kind of tough. And I think music kind of brings us together, and it's been an honor to be a part of such a cool community and such a supportive community. And to lose somebody like Lisa, who was a titan, is always hard. But like you said, like, she lives on through her legacy, she lives on through her music, she lives on through her community, and we are a part of that community. So it's almost like it's our responsibility. It's our job. Like you said, she can't carry the light anymore, so we gotta shine a little bit brighter.
She loved music, both playing and listening. That's how we continue on in her behalf. We keep playing and we keep listening.
Yeah, absolutely. She worked with her community a lot, and I spoke with Dana Ricker a little earlier today, and she actually covered one of Dana Ricker's songs called "This Game," which is really, really super cool. And what a great connection right there to see, like, this is how much Lisa invested in her community. She learned the songs of her other community members and then played and recorded them because she was so inspired by her local community. Like, it's one thing to cover a Chris Isaak song or a Stevie Nicks song, and it's beautiful and it's fantastic. But when you see somebody like Lisa cover somebody else that's intimately connected to our community, that shows how connected and supportive that Lisa really was of our local community. And it is there in the flesh right there, of how loving and how much she adored her community and how much the community adored her as well. So always good to see stuff like that. I spoke with Dana a little earlier today. I asked his permission. I said, I know it's a hard time, but would it be okay if we played this song? And he was like, man, I don't know if I can go live. I'm not ready to do that, but you're more than welcome to play the song. So, I figured, Dennis, thank you so much for joining us, man. Thank you for talking with us. Thank you for sharing some insight with us. We can all use as much guidance and support and love and patience as possible. So it's great to have a voice and a soul like yours that is a little more grounded in experiencing things like this and helping us through, such a trying time.
Always a pleasure.
Right on, man. We'll talk to you soon, Mad Scientist. All right, my dude. We'll actually see you this Friday. I'm excited. You got it, my man. We'll talk to you soon, Dennis.
Take care.
Awesome. Cool, guys. So I chatted with Dana a little bit earlier. We're gonna play. This is Lisa Baker's cover of "This Game," written by Dana Ricker, which is super freaking cool, man. Like how awesome is that? So we want to go ahead and play this for you guys. We hope you guys are having a good night. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Found myself in the arms of you. We held each other tight until the light. Then you went away. So then you say you love. I believe I found the girl I'm dreaming of. So I guess that I'll be taking part in this game with you. I've been running through my mind and on my heart. I don't wanna walk away. I don't wanna hear you say goodbye. No goodbyes. So it's you and I in this game, your heart and mine. Again I found me holding you. The sparkle in your eyes lit my sky on fire. Then you turned to me and smiled, smile. They could light up the night. The expression on your face with me the rest of my life. So I guess that I'll be taking part in this game with you. I've been running through my mind and in my heart. I don't wanna walk away. I don't wanna hear you say goodbye. No goodbyes. So it's you and I in this game, your heart and mine. Wish that I could find myself holding you tonight. I wish that I had you and you alone. But these wishes come true every time that I'm with you. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm in love with you. So I guess that I'll be taking part in this game with you. I've been running through my mind and on my heart. I don't want to walk away. I don't want to hear you say goodbye. No goodbyes. So it's you and I in this game, your heart and mine.
There you go, Dana Ricker. I hope I made you proud, buddy.
That was a tough one too. Right at the end, man. Right at the end. Oh.
Why'd you have to say that?
Why'd you have to say that? I was okay through the whole song. Like, I'm on the verge of it. But right at the end, oh, man. Oh, goodness gracious. Lisa Baker rocking it, man. That's awesome. Dana, you got to be so proud, bro. So cool. You know, he said I'm so honored that she did this. And at the end, right? Like, right there, I hope I made you proud, buddy. Like, shot to the heart, man. Shot to the heart. Whew. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. It's always tough. You know, it's always tough. It's not easy. You know, we're all going through it. A huge shout out to Amber Crowley for joining us earlier and sharing some inspiration and some stories and some beautiful, beautiful times and memories. And she had recommended we play Dream by Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, that Lisa covered. She crushed it, which is Lisa always does. We chatted with Matt McIver as well. He was really moved by Wicked Games, her cover of Chris Isaac's song, which again crushed it as well. And I love the fact that she covered Dana Ricker's song. Dana's a fantastic musician, incredible writer. You know, and how is it hearing your own song? Like sung back to you by somebody, I mean, really by anybody, but if somebody of Lisa Baker's caliber, like, yeah. Wow, how honored, how incredible, man. That would be, yeah, Dana Ricker, I hear you. He said, glad to not be on camera. Yeah. No, I hear you. It's tough right now. It is tough right now. You know, so we appreciate you guys spending some time with us tonight. Thank you very, very much. You know, I was talking to Dennis a little earlier, and he was talking about, is there a fundraiser going around? We're still working to find out if there is. If anybody does know of something that is already in place, because we definitely don't want to divide the communities if there's already something going on. You know, like all of these expenses can mount up pretty quickly. They can add up very, very quickly, especially when it's unexpected. When something like this happens. So if you guys are aware of any type of fundraiser that is there, feel free to put the link in the chat right here. You can email us, kitchenkillas@gmail.com, and we'll continue to push it as long as we have to push it. We'll do whatever we need to do. You know, so it was really good having so many amazing people speak with us tonight and share some inspiration with us tonight. Sitting down with the mad scientist, Dr. Dennis Cutter as well, giving us some good balance when it comes to experiencing something like this. You know, we really, really appreciate all the time that you guys have invested into your individual communities, the people that you've inspired. You've inspired us. We're honored to be a part of it, and Lisa Baker was a massive part of this incredible community, this thing we have come to call a family. You know, so she most certainly will be missed. I was listening to a bunch of Lisa Baker stuff today, and there's a song called "I See Fire" by Ed Sheeran. That she covers. That's
one of my favorites from her.
Oh man, so good. I listened to it too many times. It put me in places. I listened to it the first time I'm at work and I'm listening to it and I'm just like trying not to tear up too much, but you know, a couple escaped. Then I listened to it on the way home and she just crushes it. I listened to the Ed Sheeran version, which I love as well. But Lisa's version of I See Fire is beautiful. So Really wanted to play that. Misty, thank you very much. That's it right there. So it looks like there is a GoFundMe up and running. So if you guys do have a moment, again, if you don't have the ability to share monetarily, please share it socially, share it publicly. It's free to put on your Facebook. It's free to share on your Instagram. Anything is most certainly appreciated. Absolutely welcomed. And we really appreciate everybody's love and support right now. All the support out to her close friends and family. Her and Chad were together, I think, for 24 years. So my heart goes out to Chad, and her friends and family right now. They're definitely going through it. So anything we can do to help, we most certainly will do, including a small video like this to bring some close friends together, to just share Lisa's memory and try to understand a little bit about this incredible person that she was, and as Dennis said, will continue to be through her legacy. We have some really great comments up here. Dana Ricker, I'm so humbled and truly grateful that Lisa did one of my songs, not knowing that it would become a treasured memory. And you guys got to check out Lisa's YouTube channel. Really incredible, absolutely fantastic, and she has, it's just full of emotion, full of power. She also has a great TikTok. Like, I was on TikTok today, and boop, there Lisa was staring me right in the face, and I was like, "Oh, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop!" But that's the way that we can carry her legacy, is to share her music, share her positivity, share her word, and let her energy inspire your energy. So we've talked about that many, many times. You inspire the people around you. So like Dennis said, she can't carry the light anymore, so it's our responsibility to carry ours a little bit brighter. So there were a couple things that I found today. One small poem that I wanted to read, and then I wanted to play "I See Fire" by Lisa Baker to end the show. So if there are any links that you guys would like us to play, if there's any videos that you would like us to play, you can put the link right here in the chat. And we'll most certainly take time and share that with the community. So we hope you guys are having a really good day, despite everything that's going on. We most certainly hope you're taking positive steps forward and really holding that memory of Lisa Baker close to your heart. I know we are. And it's going to be tough. The next couple of weeks are going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit different. But we definitely are going to do our best to, I'm going to see if I can make it through this one. I tried to make it through it earlier today, and I couldn't do it. So I'm really going to see if I could, that right there is what I'm going for, which is really good. I heard this earlier today, and I was like, man, it's crazy how the world will present you with things that intimately connect to something that you are going through right now. Really, really interesting. So this is just a part of a poem. And I hope you guys like it. This is David M. Romano. So I listened to it today, and it says, "When tomorrow starts without me and I'm not here to see, if the sun should rise and find your eyes and filled with tears for me, I wish you wouldn't cry the way you did today while thinking of the many things we did not get to say. I know how much you love me as much as I love you. Each time that you think of me, I know you'll miss me too. When tomorrow starts without me, please try to understand." That an angel came and called my name and took me by the hand. Oh, one more stanza. I'm done. The angel said my place was ready in heaven far above, and that I would have to leave behind all those I dearly love. I made it to the end. I'm really happy about that. Oh, man. So that's by David Romano. You guys got to check it out. It's really good. So, well, that's it. There's definitely one more song I want to play for you guys. I hope you guys like it. It really is a beautiful song. It's again, it's called "I See Fire." It's a cover of Ed Sheeran song. He crushes it, man, and she absolutely owns this one. She makes it her own, as as Amber and Matt have all said. And she definitely crushes this one. Lisa-fied. Yeah, absolutely. So I hope you guys like this, and I hope you guys are having a good night, making the best of it that you can. And remember, hug those people you love close, man. Let's see what we got here. There we go. I See Fire, a cover by Lisa Baker. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and do this for you guys, and I hope you guys like it. All right.
Oh, misty eye of the mountains below, keep careful watch of my brother's souls, and should the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep watching over Dorian's son. If this is to end in fire, we should all burn together. Watch the flames climb higher into the night, calling out, Father, stand by and we will watch the flames burn, all burn on the mountainside. Yeah. And if we should die tonight, we should all die together. Raise a glass of wine for the last time, calling out, Father, prepare as we will watch the flames burn, all burn on the mountainside. Desolation comes upon the sky. I see fire inside the mountain. I see fire, burning trees. I see fire, hollowing souls. I see fire, blood in the breeze. And I hope that you'll remember me. Should my people fall, I'll surely do the same. Confined in mountain halls, too close to the flame, calling out, Father, hold fast and we will watch the flames burn, all burn on the mountainside. Desolation comes upon the sky. I see a fire inside the mountain. I see a fire, burning trees. I see a fire, hollowing souls. I see fire, blood in the breeze. I hope that you'll remember me. And if the night is burning, I will cover my eyes. For the dark returns, then my brothers will die. And as the sky is falling down, crashed into this lonely town, a shadow upon the ground, I hear my people scream out. I see fire inside the mountain. I see fire, hollowing souls. I see fire, I see fire, blood in the breeze. I see fire, I saw a city burning. I see fire, feel the heat upon my skin. I see fire. Oh, I see fire burn over on that mountainside.
Wow. So thank you guys for joining us tonight, man. We really appreciate it. A huge shout out to everybody that was able to spend some time with us. Amber Crowley, Matt McIver, Dennis Cutter, the great Dana Ricker, everybody in the chat. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. We most certainly appreciate that. You know, keeping it alive, baby. To the great Commodore, good job, sir. You held it together for me. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
If you cry, I'll cry. I can't do that. We cry silently. But we hope you guys have a really good night. And again, head over to Lisa's YouTube channel. Just put it on play and let her play, man. You're not going to be disappointed. Every song she plays will move the soul, move the mind, and inspire your thoughts and everything. So keep moving forward, folks. We love you. We hope you keep in touch, and let's do our best to keep Lisa alive. I know that there is a GoFundMe that was just put into the chat. Any and all support and love that they can get is most certainly appreciated, and we appreciate you guys spending some time with us. Lisa, if you're listening, we hope you liked it, and you see all the people that love you. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Here's the background. We'll talk to you guys soon, guys. We'll see you Wednesday night at 7:05. We'll be at Castledor Studios. And then this Friday, we're hanging out with the Mad Scientist. Bill and Tracy celebrate their 1-year anniversary. And Lisa will be in our hearts and in our minds from here moving forward. So we hope you guys have a fantastic night, and thank you very much.